Let's go. Come on. Happy Friday to you all. And the only way you will be able to find this episode if you're part of the notification squad. We normally don't go live around this time. But in order to get your mind right, let's talk about this. Cowboys, Hankins, Tyler Smith. Injury update, NFC playoff seeding, plus more. More and more. More and more. Come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Yup. They really say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove from my studios to yours? DC for life. Let's continue to grind and shine, baby. Come on. Yup. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove? Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold on. 1. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I thank everybody for being part of these type of episodes. The name is Law Nation. As we continue to talk about these things, I hope all is well with you all. Today been a very busy day, but audio is kind of choppy. That's okay. Let it chop away. We're going to try to get things going. The Cowboys versus the Washington team. This is a must-win game. We talked about this before, that the Cowboys in a situation that in order for us to propel ourselves to this area, to that area, we got to win this game. And what this game brings to us will be the ideology of home field. We are 8-0 this season at the crib, and we want to expound upon those type of numbers, especially in the playoff. And I believe the playoff is where it's at. The Cowboys, looking back at everything, the Cowboys are a team that is a must will of getting the vibes going. And the vibes will be this right here. Cowboys versus everybody. That's the reality of it. And the solution to this, Cowboy Nation, would be we got to take care of business. Put TCB in the chat. Put TCB in the chat. We must take care of business. If not, then the Cowboys will be circling the same wagon that we did before. And that is, my friend, Cowboys not being able to excel through the playoffs. Now, granted, here's my thoughts on everything. If the Cowboys are serious about their business, then they'll make sure that they look into this. We know Johnathan Hankins is a toss-up of whether or not he's going to play this weekend. More are leaning that he will play this weekend. Also, when we start talking about the ideology of Tyler Smith, when will he be back? I would say that it would take 2 weeks. Don't want to rush him back. So that's why they got La'el Collins into the mix. And La'el Collins is the guy that, from what we heard, allegedly we thought that he was going to be the swing tackle. We thought that he was going to be that. But no, he's not that. He's going to be rotating inside as the guard. They say that they're going to have to play him into playoff shape or play in shape. And that, my friend, could take a minute. So I'm looking at this as an insurance packages, and I'm looking at it like this will be a situation and scenario that the Cowboys going to look at this and say, okay, what they're going to do ultimately, what they're going to do is they're going to see whether or not it can be this right here, Tyron T.J. Bass, then Tyler Biadasz, of course, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. That will be the situation there. And that is what it is. No excuses. Got to get the job done. Cowboys got to stand tall or not at all. And in order for that to happen, they got to do just those things, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately. Now, granted, going into the final game of the season, here are my thoughts. I need for CeeDee Lamb to continue to do his thing. I need for Dak Prescott to at least secure the win, right? Nothing will be granted to him. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, this particular team must, M-U-S-T, figure out what they're going to do with the run game. Although Tony Pollard is, 70-some yards away from getting 1,000 yards this season, they must figure that out. They must figure that out. I think that, two things that travel on the road, defense, run game. And if the Cowboys are not doing that, then the Cowboys need to figure it out, unfortunately. So I would say this, ladies and gentlemen, let's focus and concentrate on those things. Now, granted, there are several other things that we can look at. How do the team itself prepare itself for the playoffs? Well, the playoff run is just this, ladies and gentlemen. The playoffs, and I'm talking about playoffs, the playoffs should be just like this. If the Dallas Cowboys are serious about their business as it relates to the playoffs, then they know what's at stake. The Cowboys must figure this out ultimately. There will be no handouts. There will be no Thanksgiving gifts, Christmas gifts, New Year presents, none of that stuff. They look at it like this. Ultimately, we are in this position because we got ourselves in it. If we win out second seed, we at least have 2 home field games. And with those 2 home field games, and if the Cowboys don't take advantages of those situations, lo and behold, there will be consequences and repercussions. So that's why I say the Cowboys must stand tall or not at all. That's why I say that this thing must be figuring it out by itself, organically. And for the life of me, ladies and gentlemen, I look at this ultimately as the revenge tour. If you look at the total picture, the conglomerates of everything, the situation that the Cowboys must, M-U-S-T, say to themselves, no one is on our side. Still take I got me against the world. It's me against the world. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And if the Cowboys don't see it that way, then we in trouble. We in trouble. When I say revenge tour, we can't stand. Now, I guess Detroit looking at it like, hey, we want revenge against the Cowboys. But neither here nor there. We can't stand the Rams. Organically, we still can't stand the Green Bay Packers. And everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, know that we definitely can't stand the 49ers or the Eagles, right? So anybody that we face, they are common foes. And the Cowboys just got to do that. All right, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys just got to stand on business, take care of business, and everything else will work its way out. I'm hearing that I'm seeing that you guys are saying that it's technical difficulties, and it is only on the YouTube side, I believe. So we're going to try to push through. But here's what I'm going to say here. Regardless of it, shout out to you, Charles. He says, no excuses. Only worry if Mike McCarthy going bland and the offense at times. Dan Quinn making the defense finish the job, TCB. Yeah, he must make sure. You know, as a leader, as they say, take me to your leader, he must figure this out. He must understand that the Cowboys and the overall job that he must take at stake. That at the end of the day, Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. It doesn't matter, even though we've been to playoffs 3 years in a row. People only going to look at this as saying, hey, man, they are actually waiting to happen. I've heard earlier today, and shout out to you, Charles, man, thank you so much. Peter Cobb says also, Law, what's up, TCB/SOB. Shout out to you for your support. But even earlier today, I got a chance to listen to my guy, man, Scott Walker, as well as my guy, Okoye. They was live, and they went over a few of these things here as well. And I want to be able to go over these type of things here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, bear with me. And if it's all choppy, trust and believe. I've been down this road before. Just wait till the video, y'all. You guys are going to have to watch it on Rewind Game to get the full clearness of the audio, because I got 1,000 on my upload and I got 1,000 on my download. So it's just some issue with technicality on YouTube side. But y'all bear with me, and I know for those who watching live, it's just going to be choppy this way, unfortunately. So you had to do the Rewind Game. But neither here nor there. I got my guy, Scott Walker. He made a cut up of it from earlier today.
Bonding so when I learned that, like, it's a lot of people who are conditioned to hate even when there's something good going on, because they're either used to bonding in a traumatic situation, or they have imposter syndrome, where they're scared of winning. They're scared of winning because, if I say that we're going to lose, then when we lose, I don't have to feel bad. Right. I told you, I get to be.
And if we win, go Cowboys.
Exactly. So, they don't have to risk anything. So they either have imposter syndrome or they're trauma bonding fans. But in both situations, I say, hey, man, let somebody else diagnose them and treat them, because I ain't got time.
The thing is, no doubt, like you said.
No doubt. So when we start talking about the imposter syndrome or the trauma bonding, and I know a lot of people look at the trauma bonding as more of a situation where there's a sense of endearment, right? You lose a loved one, someone else lose a loved one, they establish their relationship. But what happened when you have the impressions or the influences like the 4-letter or the 3-letter network? A lot of people are in fear of being talked about. A lot of people don't want to be joned on. A lot of people don't like